many listeners would say, look, what has actually happened in the last 25 years in the Longhouse era, as you describe it, is guess what? We removed restrictions on women's advancement, and they started outcompeting men. They're not longhousing men. They're just getting the promotions that men used to get and, succeeding in corporate America where men used to succeed. And yes, there are specific cases like the military where physical differences between men and women matter. And, maybe there you could say sort of gender equality has gone too far because it ignores those physical differences. But when you're talking about corporate America or political America or any of these environments, women are succeeding, men aren't. And now men are complaining that women are oppressing them? Like, isn't the Longhouse just a long male whine about a failure to adequately compete? And you're pretending, for the days of the steppe barbarians, but, maybe you should suck it up and actually compete on the grounds that we have in 21st century America. What do you say to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfectly reasonable question to ask. And I do think over the last however many decades that there have been a number of changes in the workplace that can be attributed to women, very talented women, taking on leadership roles and succeeding in those roles, and therefore introducing more women into the workplace based on that success. I think it's perfectly fine for me to concede to that. The point I'm making is that by introducing this new distribution of personnel into public life, it has an effect on how these institutions are run and the norms that these institutions run on. And then it becomes an empirical question. Have they changed for the better or have they changed for the worse? And I think most people look around at the various institutions, whether it's media, whether it's academia, whether it's the corporate boardrooms that have, found themselves in all sorts of, spasms over, DEI stuff over the last decade. Are they more efficient or are they less efficient? Are they working properly? My argument would be that very self-evidently, the institutions in which all of these changes have occurred are now performing worse than they used to. And that is at least in part attributable to this change in norms. And this change in norms, in turn, is attributable to this change in personnel.